Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I would like to gift my book, The Golden Key, Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance to you at goldenkey.gift, where you can get the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD at checkout.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome one and all. I am super excited that you've joined me today on what is always a beautifully magical today. Don't forget, a beautifully magical today. Just remember to focus your thoughts on the magic of today. The magic is all around you, all within you. All within you. Remember, this magic is within you. It is what you are made of. Today, I want to share with you a client's experience and her afterthoughts after her session with me. The reason why I want to share this with you is because I think it's going to be extremely helpful for all of you, because what she experienced is what we all experience on a daily basis with not trusting ourselves, not trusting our intuition, and doubting ourselves. So many people do this when they come in for a QHHT session. People assume that they're going to be put out into a hypnotic state, which it's a deep trance. It absolutely is. But people think of a hypnotic state as I'm going to be asleep and unaware. And that's not typically what happens. What we get is a very deep state of relaxation where the answers within us are extremely clear. It doesn't mean that our conscious mind isn't present to doubt it and think that we're making it up. And so this is a very common thing that I see in my sessions. We get around it. Clients still get the most amazing information and healing out of their session. It's just when the doubt comes in, it makes it a little harder and takes a little longer to get to those points. But we do get there. And the same thing was true for this client. And this client is the one that I was talking about last week that went to a life during the Sphinx where she was first watching as a guardian where people were actually building the pyramids. And then she felt so bad for them and actually wanted to experience what they were going through because she didn't understand it. So she came into a life in Egypt where she was actually working on building a temple near the Sphinx. It wasn't the original temple at the Sphinx, but it was a temple very near, and it was built according to the alignments, and that was what was very, very important. She had a hard time going through this because it just seemed kind of ridiculous to her, and she felt like she was making it all up, which is also very, very common. And one of my absolute favorite things about this work that I do and having this experience is because you actually learn how to listen to your intuition. And for me, that is the most valuable tool that we have. And to learn how to listen to it and not doubt ourselves, learn how to trust ourselves is the most magical thing that we can do for ourselves. This is how we actually ignite the magic within us. And so when this client emailed me, I asked her if I could share with you her experience because I think that it may help a lot of you. And I want to extend my gratitude to her for allowing me to share this with you all, because I'm going to share this with you in her own words that she shared with me. So first of all, right off the bat, and as usual, there are synchronicities. There are always synchronicities, more and more so after a session, like right before or right after, because your higher self is really trying to help you. And when you help yourself, they pick it up a notch, especially when you book one of these sessions, which is really cool. So afterwards, she'd asked me about a book, about a topic that we were talking about after her session. She wanted to read up a little more on that topic, and so I recommended a book. So she emailed me back and she said, "Funny, I had that book sitting on my reading list paid for, and I haven't had the heart to read it because it didn't feel right at the time, even though it piqued my interest enough to buy it. Thank you for the recommendation. P.S. I would like to add that the additional information which came up after our session was mind-blowing. I believe more now that I didn't make it up. I'm guilty of second-guessing what came out during the session. In fact, I didn't tell you everything I saw, as you told me to do. The image was in my head, though, and I did a brief historical lookup. I shouldn't have known that information. If only I told you as it is, that extra detail would have been in the recording. It would have been really cool to have it in there. Oops, I shouldn't be surprised, in a way, and should be used to it by now, but maybe it's good that I don't take it for granted. It is its own magic. Magical indeed. And what she's talking about not taking for granted is the fact that she's very intuitive. She knows this. She can see these pictures in her head. But when we go into these sessions, we kind of have these expectations, or we want it to feel a different way. And there's so many different layers involved. And so we second guess ourselves. We second guess ourselves in conscious, waking, everyday life. And we also do this when we go into deep trance. And so how beautiful to start understanding it right after having the session. Having all of this information that you could have not known otherwise, that you just remembered, because this information is within you. All of us have access to our memories. We are consciousness. We are energy. That is all that we are. And so when we can quiet our minds and get in that deep state, we do have access. We just need to stop doubting ourselves. And the beautiful thing for me, I think, about doubt, and for her to have this experience of doubting herself and not telling me what she saw, is teaching her to trust herself. Because what happened with doubt, what happened with that fear of, oh, I'm not doing this right, or, oh, I'm making this up, right? What happens when that happens? Well, you don't get all of the information. You don't get it as good as it could have been. It's wonderful always, no matter what. But then you start to say, all right, well, what if I just went with it? What if? What's the harm? Well, usually when we just say, okay, I'm going to go with it and drop the fear and roll, well, we get the most beautiful outcome. The fear, the doubt is the only thing holding us back. That means we are the only ones holding us back. Our conscious monkey minds. We don't have to listen to it. We choose to. We can train ourselves the opposite. Society has really done us quite a disservice in this regard, to teach us to doubt ourselves, to doubt our intuition, that it's magical woo-woo. It is absolutely not. It is a birthright that all of us have. Every single one of us is intuitive. We don't come into this reality without this connection. We always have it. It is within us. Never, ever, ever without it. We just normally have a hard time understanding it. We don't have to. We can make it simple. We can just let it go. Trust it. Try. Practice. It is that simple. What's the worst thing that can happen? You've been hurt before. You've gotten up and you stood on your 2 feet again. You will be okay. It's okay if things go wrong. We cannot prevent all of the things that may cause us pain or trouble. It's impossible. So we just got to drop it, let it go, and see what happens. That is the way to start trusting yourself. A little bit of practice and a lot of patience with yourself, which is totally what this client is learning. And she emailed me one more time to share her thoughts because I had asked her if I could share them with you. And she beautifully wrote them down. And so I wanted to share them again in her own words. And I'm not going to read every single word because it's quite long, and I'll get to the most important bits, the things that I think that are so important to share with you. And she wanted to put a little disclaimer on here that this is what she understands as true in this moment in time, and that this truth for her may change completely as she deepens and her soul expands. She also said, "The highest truth is filtered to me, the bridge, as such that I advise using your own heart to discern the information." So the first lesson that she learned is the logical human mind is limited on its own ability to see the greater divine picture. When an event occurs, it's easy for a human being to feel certain about the purpose of the event. Typically, this certainty comes from the intellect, based on the person's past experiences and current understanding of the so-called reality. Although there are exceptions, beings who filter from a much more loving place. However, the intellect is limited, and it can only see what it is capable to perceive at a given moment in time, and the intellect can be obscured by our ego. Growth brings a shift to consciousness. Consciousness is not just about the intellect, although the intellect is a part of consciousness. Human intellect grows as a human consciousness grows. It is a tool but not the master. It is why confusion can occur when a human relies only on the intellect. Intuition, that which comes from the heart, has far more wisdom and accuracy than the human intellect. She said, "In my case, I didn't understand why I felt so strongly pulled to book a QHHT appointment with Dr. Erica. But within a short time, I met a highly capable intuitive teacher who, among the many services she does offer past life readings. The intuitive teacher ended up providing me with a psychic blueprint relating to my life's purpose, not my past life, before the QHHT session. In hindsight, the reading was relevant not only to preparing me for the QHHT session, but also made sense of it after. I didn't understand why the universe just didn't skip the QHHT and tell me I can do the reading through this other avenue. My logic was, why don't they just make it easy on me by condensing the lesson to come from one person? In this case, my human self at the time felt like I had been somewhat inconvenienced by having to follow through different Earth teachers. This is what I call them now. Although this is a reminder for me that we can all be a teacher for someone else, no matter who you are and what your gifts are. After all, the QHHT session was not exactly cheap, although I know it is worth the money. Not only that, this made me question my own intuitive abilities. I didn't understand what the universe was trying to tell me and why the universe caused me to doubt. So before I go on, I just want to say a couple things about this. I love how people are guided to do these sessions, and I love how she listened. And she was trying to take the easy way out. Like, can't you just condense it and make this all come through one person and just have me get it really quick and easy? We all want it the easy way, and unfortunately, that's not quite how it works. And while I love having helpers and guides, like maybe a psychic or intuitive reader like she went to, at the same time, what is way more powerful is to have you tell you. Somebody can tell you something all day, and it might resonate with you, and it might help, and it does often. But when this information can come through solidly from you, and you get it within yourself, you telling you, that is the most powerful thing ever. There is no denying a truth that you feel within yourself. There is a difference between a truth that someone else tells you that resonates and a truth that you tell yourself that you feel within, that is just this amazing, humongous energy. It feels totally different and it has a different effect.
Before we continue on with today's episode, I'd like to take a quick moment to tell you about our sponsor, Athletic Greens. I recently went to a naturopathic doctor who did some testing and determined I was having issues with gut health. So when I had the opportunity to start taking Athletic Greens, I jumped at the chance. With one scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins and minerals, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. It not only helps with your gut health, it helps your nervous and immune systems, energy levels, and more. And since it contains super high-quality ingredients in powder form, it has a very high absorption rate, whereas many pills don't. With just one scoop in a cup of water, you can arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition for less than $3 a day. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give Positive Head listeners a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D, which many people are quite low in, as well as 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/positivehead. Again, head over to athleticgreens.com/positivehead to take ownership over your health today.
All right, lesson number 2. The universe did not cause me to doubt. I did. I was given clear intuitions. Then I started to interpret that message through my logical mind. I started to question them, bring doubts, then create an image of what I perceived as a contradiction. There was never a contradiction. I simply started thinking, and thinking creates its own life. This feels important to me. My thinking, your thinking creates life. It is manifesting into our reality. We all are creators. This is not just a fancy saying from the New Age generations. This is ancient knowledge. Personally, I believe you do not need to stumble upon the knowledge through the label we have given as spiritual. All roads eventually arrive at the same destination. We have simply forgotten. The funny part is during my reading, I was told my intellect was one of the biggest blockers from being able to expand myself to my true potential. I was warned about it during the reading and way before the QHHT reading. The message didn't really stick, and as I said, I didn't bother listening to the recording after the QHHT. Lesson number 3. I was given a lesson beyond time. My guides knew the message from the psychic reading wouldn't stick the first time, but somehow tied all the lessons together at the end. To the human mind, they look like fragments, pieces of the puzzles that does not make any sense. It is not so for the universe. The universe knows exactly how to provide us with just the right amount of information and guidance to get us to where we said we wanted to go. I feel like this lesson is tied to manifesting. Part of our lesson on Earth is to experience time linearly because we need to understand and experience our own creation. As the Bible mentioned, God created man in his own image, as above, so below. If I have to observe a common theme between my reading and the QHHT session, it was that I was supposed to learn how to manifest and share it. She goes on to say, I chose to share this experience with Dr. Erica, with those who are on their path to spiritual growth like me. I'm not a master, far from it, but I am coming to an understanding that we, who are on our spiritual path, can use a reminder to trust the divine guidance. Absolutely. I absolutely love these words. We are all guided and loved so very much. P.S. May this material bring the highest joy, awakening, love, and light for whoever comes across it, and in whatever form it will manifest for each individual's needs. This is exactly what I love to see after a session. I love to see it all coming together and this realization of, wow, I can manifest whatever I want. I use my thoughts to create. This is really the way it works. I have access to all of this. I'm a powerful being. I can remember. As above, so below. The first Hermetic axiom. This is a very important concept that we understand, that this is how the universe works. What is above is the same as below. It is mirrored. We live in this holographic projection of everything is mirrored and the same. So that means that we are created from the same stuff. We are love, we are light, and there is nothing else that we can be. So why do we doubt ourselves? Why do we think that that's not what we are? Society has told us that. We don't have to believe it anymore. We can start telling ourselves a different story. We can start practicing new practices every single day to start remembering and believing that within ourselves. Simple little breathing practices, getting your mind into a quiet space and just asking a simple question and trusting the answer. It is literally that simple to do. Take some deep breaths and ask a question and trust the very first thing that comes and go with it. Let it go. There's nothing to fear. No reason to worry. Every single client I ever have is told this exact thing. You have absolutely nothing to worry about. There is no reason to fear. You are always protected. You are never alone. And you are so very loved. I love you all so much. I think that's going to be it for me today. I want you all to stop doubting yourselves and trusting yourselves a whole lot more. You are very powerful beings. I'm going to leave you with this song for today, everyone. This is Rising Appalachia, Make Magic. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
Giver in a land of the forsaken, can I be a forgiver? Can I swim up river, keep the air in my lungs? When I hit the dam, I'll break it and sing to the ocean. Sing to the ocean. Sing to the ocean. Sing to the ocean. What are we with the magic and I cook pies. Good people all around me, acting kindly, acting wisely. Open your eyes, what do you see? Those in power are meek in their ways. Say stop, we'll hold them back with the magic and I cook pies. What are we gonna do with the wicked of the world? Make magic, make magic, make magic. What are we gonna do with the smoke and mirrors? Make magic, make magic, make magic. What are we gonna do with the wicked of the world? Make magic, make magic, make magic. What are we gonna do with the smoke and mirrors? Make magic, make magic, make magic.
We believe in warriors and we don't believe in war. And we'll arm ourselves in liberty, arms outstretched at your door. And we believe in the righteous and the sacred holy stone.